Hello friends, welcome. Today's video is going to be just a casual afternoon kind of watering slash chores slash taking care of some projects kind of afternoon. I didn't do a whole lot of watering over the weekend. I watered my poles and I watered my cabinet I think last on Thursday, so I'm definitely gonna check my cabinet. And I haven't watered my Monsteras since I repotted them all, and I do know some are thirsty, but I'm going to be checking the rest. And yeah, just some various watering and whatever else I feel like I want to do with you this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching and being here, and I hope you enjoy. Look, you guys, look, it's a Fryedeck leaf. I'm so excited. This is my Fryedeck, of course, that I had to chop back. And this is the butt cut. I have a lot of new growth coming in. So these are in pawn. I switched these to pawn. So I have the Fryedeck, and then I have two other Alocasias here that I moved to pawn. So what I'm gonna do is check these guys and flush them and add some slow release fertilizer. So pawn is very new to me, and these are the only ones that are currently in pawn. I didn't do any more. I have noticed some are kind of rotted, it looks like. And I want to move the one that's in the Starbucks cup, the Fryedeck here. I really hate to disturb it, but I'm going to put them into one of these containers. I looked on Amazon and I couldn't really find any that I liked that were smaller than these ones. These are a 5-inch, and I like that these have the water meter so I can keep an eye on the level when it's getting low. Yeah, I might amend some perlite. One of you guys suggested I mix the pawn with some perlite, and then I don't know if I mentioned, I'm gonna add some slow release fertilizer because I haven't fertilized these guys yet, and then just see how it goes. This is something I've been meaning to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that this afternoon. Yeah, like this one, I have some that are like rotted in there that I wanna just take out, and the ones that are living, I'll just keep. I don't know if they're like dead or they just kind of rotted on top. I don't know. This was the Amazonica that was in soil. That didn't do too well, but the Phragmites was in soil and it's doing well. Dragon scale, I had mixed soil and stratum. So yeah, I think that's the plan right now. I want to go ahead and get this done. A lot of the meters are reading like min, so I really need to add some water to all these guys. And yeah, like I said, I just want to give them a flush, amend it a little bit. I think since this one is pretty well situated and happy, I'm not going to amend this right now. I don't want to disturb this, but I might not disturb this one too, but I do want to take the rotted ones out. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna redo this one, or if these aren't good, I'm just gonna chuck this one, or save the pond, but I'm just gonna chuck these two. I cannot believe I have a cutie new leaf. I am just so happy. I'm gonna take one of these bins since I don't want to do this over my sink or anything. Ugh. That's kind of like the dusty stuff that was in there. I'm just gonna dump it out in my other bin here. I know you can use slow release for pond, so I'm gonna be adding in some Osmocote. Let's see. I'm probably just gonna sprinkle in that much to this one. Just kind of mix it in this top layer here. I amended the pH in this one already, this water, so I'm just gonna flush it and then I will fill up the reservoir with this water. But all I'm gonna do is basically just kind of water till it drains through some. That looks good to me. So the level is kind of back between the min and the max here, in between. I gave it a little flush, added some fertilizer in. Definitely like any pond tips, advice, if you see that I'm doing something that's a no-no, like let me know. I'm kind of just doing my own thing with it and seeing how it goes. Because like I said, pond is very new to me. I don't want to do too many plants in pond because I'm worried about them not doing well. But I'm very happy with the progress on this Friday. And I even have a couple spikes down in here as well. So yeah, that one is done. I mean, so far I like it. I feel like these could last easily a week. I could probably fill it closer to the max, honestly, and probably could get away with like 10 days. I think I last watered these on last Sunday, so it's been 8 days. And I feel like they weren't all the way completely dry or anything. I could definitely get away with watering less in pond. Let's do this one next. I don't think I'm gonna amend this one just because I have 4 healthy leaves here. I don't wanna like stress this one, but the 2 that are like not doing anything, I'm gonna pull them out and see what they look like. I could easily slide them back in there if they're rooting, but these 2 are in soil. These here were in stratum, the ones that look nice, and this tall one back here was actually in soil as well. So that one's doing okay. Let's see, take my bin here. Ugh, look at all that dust in there. Ew. I'll dump this out in my other one over here. I have my yucky bin that I'm gonna dump outside right here. So I'm just kind of dumping all the nastiness in that one, and then I'm gonna rinse that out. I got my pH adjusted again for the water. All right, let's see. This one feels kind of loose. I'm just gonna pull this guy right out of here. And it's not rooted, the roots died. It doesn't feel squishy. There looks to be a tiny growth point there. So I think what I'll do is stick him back in here. Just kind of dig a little hole and plop it back down in there. See, so you can see. Just kind of stuck him back down in here. Just kind of covering up with the pond. Maybe it'll root. Oh, okay, so this one actually is rooting. Do you see there's a tiny root right there? So even though it looked kind of gunky and mushy up top, this is actually still a viable corm. I'm just gonna slide that guy right back down in here. Yeah, he was still okay. Okay, I have hope then for these two corms. I'm gonna go ahead and add some fertilizer. Mix that in. Just gonna water over this one over here. I have to admit, guys, I'm kind of liking the fact that pond, I don't have to worry about soil and gnats and stuff. I'm kind of liking this so far. That one's a little close to the max line, but that'll be okay. Oh, I didn't even see that one. So the big stump here actually, I don't know if you can see, actually has a growth point down right there where my pinky is. I don't know if it's picking up. So yeah, that will actually produce a new leaf. So awesome. So all the dragon scale corms are doing great. And I have a total of, these are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a total of 6 corms in here. These corms should be fine too then, actually. If my other ones were fine. Oop, I just ripped the head off of that one. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I think they are rooting in here, just it'll take some time for new growth to form. So this is the Amazonica or Poly. So that one is good. And this is still pretty wet, even though the thing is all the way at min, like down in here still feels pretty moist. So I definitely could have gone even probably until this weekend, honestly, to like check these. I don't know, when you guys have plants in pond, like how often are you like flushing them? How often do you guys find that you're watering them? Okay, we are back. I have some perlite. This is Mother Earth size 4. It's what I was recommended to buy, and it's very chunky. And it comes in a huge bag, like it's massive. And I have my water mixed and adjusted here. Well, it's just adjusted the pH. So we are gonna dump her out. I really hate to disturb her though. I just don't like that it doesn't have any drainage here. I almost forgot I need a pot as well. These are a 5-inch. I got these off of Amazon in a set of 6. Okay, let's dump her out. Ooh. Look at all those roots, you guys. Do you see them all? Holy. I was not expecting her to have so many new roots. I definitely don't want to disturb her that much then. I'm gonna pluck a little bit off that was rotted. Kind of gooey that I can see. Wow, she is loving pon. I am so impressed. I don't think too much has rotted, but yeah, that is crazy, you guys. Holy, I was not expecting that. All right, I'm gonna work with one hand here. Ooh, dropping pon everywhere. I'm gonna add a little perlite in here. Not too much. This might be too chunky. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit more fertilizer. Oh no, she's gonna sit up a little high. Because that cup was a lot deeper. I'm gonna have to get some new pots. Let me know if there's any pots that you guys like for pon. That I prefer ones that have drainage and a meter so I can keep an eye on it, the water level. Let me know if you find any that you like. Yeah, I'll look them up. I'm worried I didn't get some of the roots down far enough. They're probably going to dry up a little bit. That growth is so cool. All right, we are going to flush. Let's see. There, it looks better being in this container. I can keep an eye on the water level. Hopefully I didn't stress it too much. I gotta dump all that nasty gunk outside. So these are our pond babies. Again, we have the 2 fried eggs, the dragon scale, and the Amazonica. So all the corms are viable, even though they look a little weird. They're good corms. Just the variegated leaf on that dragon scale. So yeah, everyone's been flushed, watered. I have slow release in here now, and I feel good about it. I feel good about these. It took a little bit long to do these 4. I couldn't imagine having a ton of pond plants to do. I feel like it could get overwhelming, but yeah, I'm taking it, I guess, step by step with using pond. I'm gonna put these little babies back and take a quick little lunch break. I'm getting hungry, and I'm gonna come back in and just knock out, I think, some watering. I need to water my stratum cups. I need to refreshen the Monstera albo water prop that's in the window. And I'm really concerned some of my Monstera albos aren't doing that well. The one that means the most to me keeps browning because of the rot that it had, and I'm really sad about it. My Aria yellowed off 2 of the bottom leaves. Doesn't look very happy. So I'm trying not to get down. I also had to propagate my pink princess. Yes, and I'll show you what I ended up doing. So yeah, just kind of bummed about some plants in my collection right now. They kind of just went downhill, and trying to stay positive. I know I can grow them back. I'm just gonna have to prop some and probably start over with some, but it'll be okay. Yeah, it was definitely a learning lesson, a learning experience, I guess, with everything. So yeah, I will be back on here in a little while, and we'll kind of do some more watering. Look at how dark it's getting outside. It's getting ready to storm. This is the Monstera albo prop that is in water. I have a lot of healthy roots already. Focus, there we go. Do you see them all forming already? So crazy. I have 3 cuttings here in water, and the stratum is in my cabinet, and it's doing well too. I don't think I need to water that one yet, but it's starting to root. But what I like to do with the water, roughly every 5 or 6 days, or at least once a week, bacteria and stuff can build up in the water. So if you notice any like slimy, gunky stuff, I like to rinse these really good over my faucet, kind of clean this out with some soap and water, and just like refreshen this just so that bacteria doesn't rot the stem. And as long as these guys are getting good light, they should root fine and do well. It's been sort of cloudy a lot here, as you saw lately. So it's kind of annoying because they're not getting as much light as I would prefer. I was thinking about sticking this actually in my cabinet and letting it root in my cabinet, but it's a little crammed in there, and knowing me, I would knock this over and spill water everywhere, so that's a bad idea. So we are gonna go into our bathroom and rinse this guy. The growth point on that one's actually coming out, you can see. A little growth point there. And that one's rooting there. The growth point on this one is coming out too. A little bit right here. And this one is rooting, but it hasn't done anything on that one. And I keep the albo prop here in the window. Whoop. So where I can get some good light. It's just really important to keep the water props clean. So I wouldn't go longer than a week without cleaning them, without rinsing the water, I mean. Changing the water. I have my Monstera Aria here, and so I repotted these guys all off camera on last weekend. I believe it was last Saturday. So they're in the smaller pots. I lost the 2 original leaves. They yellowed off, and you can obviously see she is wilty. She's not doing well. She's not happy. I'm very tempted to take a top cut on her. I really don't want to, but I'm worried I'm gonna have to start over with this plant and a lot of my Monsteras. But I'm gonna give it another week to 10 days and see if she can give me some new healthy roots. When I unpotted them, they were growing new roots, but there was a lot of rot that was continuing, which makes me so sad. I'm honestly just so sad. I don't even know how to describe it. So I see what could be rot in here still spreading, but then I see what looks like white healthy roots in here too. Do you see them? And I have some browning on the tips, which is just from the rot. I'm gonna have to figure out why my camera doesn't want to autofocus like it used to, but it's browning some tips like that. So I've been kind of trimming them. It's just making me very upset because this is my like most beloved plant, like all of my Monsteras. I'm just so frustrated that I potted them into that mix and they rotted on me. I think I'm just more mad at myself for not catching it sooner more than anything. I think that's why I'm just upset. So yeah, I've been like really hard on myself about it. So what we're gonna do is, I don't wanna mess with her today. She has such long aerial roots. Look, I have like 3 long aerial roots. So I haven't watered her since last weekend. I broke out my handy moisture meter. I haven't used this since I began my plant journey. Like early 2020 is when I invested in a moisture meter. But I'm gonna use it just to help me gauge how wet it is down in there because I changed her pot. It's taller and it's very aerated mix and I can't get my finger down there good. So I'm gonna see how moist we are down in here. It's been about 10 days, no, 9 days or so since we repotted. And since she has rot, she's not taking up water like she should. It's reading that it's still a little moist, so I'm not gonna water her today. I'm surprised that it's reading moist, honestly, because it shouldn't be reading moist. This mix is very aerated. I don't see any moisture though. Like it's clear, I don't see any condensation. It doesn't feel overly wet by any means. So what I'll do, today's Monday, I'm gonna recheck like Wednesday, Thursday. I feel like if she goes a little dry, it's not gonna hurt her at all. Yeah, I'm just gonna let the roots continue to rehab. So I will check her again later this week. This one is my most beloved albo, the one that took 1.5 years to grow, and I grew from a cutting. It was a gift from my husband. This albo means so much to me, and this is the one that's browning the most because of the rot. I honestly could cry. I have cried actually. I'm not gonna lie, I've cried over my Monstera albos. I'm seeing rotted roots on her. I might unpot this one again. I might actually stick this one in some moss, a container of moss. I don't even want to think about this right now. The thing is, like, I'm struggling because I don't want to disturb him that much, because I know the more I unpot and mess with the roots, the more shock I'm going to induce. But again, if there is rot going on, I have to catch it, because I don't want it to completely rot the entire plant and the node and the whole thing die, you know what I mean? So I need to check, but then I don't want to check in a way. So my Aria, I feel okay leaving that one for a little bit longer, because I do see what I think is some healthy root growing. That one I don't see anything, and that one I'm concerned it's rotting like the albo that I did prop. So I have 2 more albos. This one here, this one doesn't look as bad. It still looks wilty. I see a little bit of green in the middle. I do see a little bit of like brown roots. And this is my other one here. Okay, this one I see green in this one. So I think this one's doing okay. And for the most part, the leaves on this one look okay. Oh my goodness, that is thunder. It's still, I mean, it looks wilty, but it's not as wilty as the other ones. I just had to go make sure the kitties were all inside because it's thundering really loud. They get really scared during thunderstorms. So yeah. See, the soil on these feel really dry, or they look really dry. See, I don't think this moisture meter is accurate. Yeah, this thing is a piece of junk. Yeah, that's not very helpful. I'm sorry. It's saying that this one is moist and this one is dry, but they literally look the same. So I'm gonna water these two because they look like they need some water. Because again, it's been almost 10 days and it's very warm in my plant room. My plant room isn't in like a different area of my home. It's very warm in here. I mean, it is humid, so I know that can keep things a little bit more moist, but with how warm it is and how aerated this mix is, it dries very quickly. So I would be surprised there would be any moisture left in here. I'm gonna give this one a water. Oh gosh. And this one here looks completely dry. It's really coming down out there. Oh. Did you hear that? that sounded like it hit something, that lightning. My Tycons are doing well. They're just very dry, which is interesting because I thought the Tycons having root rot would be struggling the most, and they've handled it the best. Oh my gosh. That like made my heart jump. Get this other tie down in here. I think while it's storming right now, I'm getting distracted. I'm gonna let the storm pass and just do some watering. If I decide to unpot, I'm gonna probably unpot my albo and I'll show you, but yeah, I'm just gonna catch up some watering and do some other stuff here, and then I will pot back on shortly. I am changing my Maranta water props over. I chopped this not too long ago, and I want you to see the roots that have formed already. Like, look at that. That's crazy. Do you see all of those water roots? Ugh. Oops. I try to change the water out, like I said, about once a week, but sometimes I'm lazy and I just top the cups up, but I really do try to refreshen it. I'm gonna let these get quite a bit longer, and then I will just pot them and make a new pot, just like this little bouquet here. And this is my silver band that I propped. All the leaves are down because it's not nighttime yet. The roots on that are pretty good too. I'm impressed. Oh my gosh, I didn't think that was gonna stop. That's what I get for trying to do things with one hand. What I'll probably do with my silver band is, since my other pot, I might just make a new one, and then once this new one grows, I will pot them up together and make one big full silver band. I normally add the cuttings in the same pot, but since that one had some flat mite issues, I'd rather start over with fresh soil with this guy. I am almost done watering this back shelf here. I just have to water the poles, and I want to quickly run through my cabinet. That'll take like 10 minutes because I cleaned it recently. I'm just going to do a very quick water. And I watered my moss poles yesterday, but I need to empty the cash pots out, and I might run a little bit of water through them again because they look dry after a day. So And then, yeah, I'm gonna quickly finish up a few other areas and call it a day. It's getting kind of later in the evening. I had to stop filming for like an hour because of the storm. This is my Monstera Obliqua. I am getting ready to extend it really quick. So I had made fun of it because it was growing runners, but the top two leaves here are new growth instead of runners. I think that's so funny. And I am gonna add Thiccly's 3.0. It's the one that opens from the front. I still feel the same way about them. Just for me, very annoying to clasp. But in case I need to prop this guy again, I think this one will work well because I have a feeling I'm gonna be cutting runners or something off of it again. I hate when I extend these too late and they already started rooting inside. I think I can still close it though. Ooh. Okay. That one is extended very quick. I have new mites as well. I have new bags on a lot of my plants. I just put them out a couple of days ago, so they haven't really hatched yet. I'm expecting them to kind of be all over my plants in a few days. All right, that one is good. My beautiful pink princess, I had to completely chop. This is a very hefty top cut, and I can already tell it's looking so much better. It had rot, which I feel like I must have just overwatered it accidentally. I don't know. I had that white pole in there, so I don't know if I just somehow, I don't know. But I am going to reroot this top cut in stratum. It hasn't rooted or anything yet, but yeah, I'm very sad to have to pretty much start over with this one. I still need to take care of that Monstera and this Alocasia here. So this one clearly has a fungal issue going on with the rest of them. I just kept cutting leaves off, but you can see it here and you can see it here and there. So I don't know. I feel like that was a new leaf. This is a new leaf. What I'm gonna probably end up doing is the same thing. I mean, all these leaves here are going to go. I just can't stop it. I've treated this with a fungicide. I might cut these affected leaves off, spray it one more time. I'm not gonna like uproot it or do anything. Yeah, I have several corms in here. But yeah, that's another one that's going downhill. Maharani, you know, still is a little questionable. It hasn't done anything in a while. And there's the rest of the pink princess. So I have 1, 2, 3 in that left one, mid cuts. I have 2 mid cuts in the middle. I think the one on the right is actually the top cut or mid cut because it's the cut below the top cut. So yeah, I have 5, I think I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mid cuts. And then I have 2 empty nodes there in the front that I am rooting all in stratum. So these leaves before I chopped her were completely droopy, sad, dehydrated, and they have perked up. Like the entire root system went, and I have no idea what happened. Besides, it's just very strange that I would have overwatered her. So I think the top cut section here is going to do fine. I'm just going to let her root in stratum and then I will pot her back up. And like I said, this one here is doing amazing. It has a pretty healthy new big leaf. So yeah, I'm gonna just quickly water all of these poles and this will be finished. Like I said, I have pretty much taken care of this entire shelf. I took care of that corner. My Pilea is doing okay since I repotted it into here. I was questioning the new growth. It seems to have stabilized, so hopefully that one will do okay. I gave it some water like 4 or 5 days ago, so I'm not going to mess with it. I just want to quickly show you my moss poles. My Marble Queen New Leaf, I have to show you. Look at her. She is beautiful. She's actually still expanding. She's so beautiful. It's like the coloring on that, you can't really make it out because of the light. It is so pretty. Glorious has a new leaf coming in. Splendid, that's the new leaf since the chop. Varicose, I'm working on new leaves. Esqueleto is pushing new leaves. My Epi is, this big girl is almost at the top, as well as my Cebu Blue. And then here in the front, my albo has definitely moved towards the light, as well as my Jessiana. I have her in front of a new grow light. And then my Sorderoy, you can see all the leaves are now turning to face the front. I had it over here, but then of course I knocked it over earlier and dumped her out, and I accidentally broke her top leaf. I'm such a dummy. What happens is I am like squeezing around here, and then I accidentally bump into these mother lights and they fall. I've done that like 10 times now. But this is a new Barina light here. I bought it off Amazon. It's out of stock right now. It's basically kind of the same as the mother lights. It's like almost twice as tall as well. It is a huge light compared to the mother lights. Like, let me put them side by side so you can see. Like, look at that. That is crazy. So I was able to snag one on Amazon, but when they come back in stock, I will be sure to let you guys know, because yeah, I got this for $59, I believe. I think it was either $59 or $69, but some people even said that they were even cheaper. And you guys know I love Barina. So this is sitting in front of this section now. And the two mother lights are going to be here temporarily. I do think I want to take these two out of my plant room because I hate that they're elevated like this. I'm going to buy another Barina light and do it over here. Like I said, they're not really tall enough for my moss poles. I know you can like stack these, but I'm just not a fan of these lights really, so I'm just gonna move it out of my plant room. I'm gonna finish up here with my watering and stuff. If it gets to be too late, I might not do the albo today. I'll either end the video when I come back on, or we'll sit down and take care of the Monstera albo real quick, but we'll see here how I'm feeling. Welcome to the evening hours. It is much later. It's like almost 10 o'clock at night. I was gonna wait till tomorrow to finish these, but I kind of want to go ahead and just get these taken care of. And the only thing that I have left to do is my moss poles. My pots came, the rest of the pots that I ordered. So I need to empty the cash pots out, and I'll probably top them off tomorrow really quickly, but I want to go ahead and like make sure that they're good and get the rest of the pots out. I might just wait till tomorrow for that. So the Silver Dragon, the one, I'm using my grow light. Hopefully you can still see. I'm using my like grow light as light. I know it's much dark, it's much later. So the one that has the fungal issue. All right, we are gonna get rid of some leaves, which really stinks because this plant's gonna be left with no leaves again. Getting rid of that one. Well, I shouldn't say again, this one. Yeah, it's just, whatever got a hold of my Alocasias just did them dirty. I'm finding it just has taken over the entire Alocasia. I'm most likely going to end up chopping the entire plant back because I feel like all these leaves are affected. I don't know what to do with this. Look how many leaves I've cut off already. I don't know. I really don't feel like messing with this right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 corms and a baby one I see. I think what I'm gonna do is just, I cut off the ones that looked the worst. I'm gonna take this to my shower and spray it with copper fungicide, give it a water because it's thirsty. And I think I will take care of this on a different day. I'm probably gonna transfer this one to pond as well. As far as the albo goes, I really, really, really don't want to start over with this plant. It's my most beloved Monstera albo. Look at these leaves, you guys. Look at them browning. It's so sad. It took me so long. I got this plant in September of 2020. It was my first expensive plant. It just looks horrible right now. It looks horrible. I'm just worried the whole thing is rotting. That's the only thing. Okay, I moved you a little closer so you could see. I really hope this grow light is enough so that you can see. Ay, ay, ay. See, I just don't see any green like I was seeing on the other ones. And it looks really sad. All right, we're gonna dump her. Uh-oh. It just got even darker in here. The whole thing is rot. See, I knew it. I knew it was rotting. This sucks. The entire root system is a goner. It's literally all rot. It is a pile of rot. So I'm gonna soak the root system in water and hydrogen peroxide. I'm gonna stick it in some moss. And I'm gonna try to not have to prop the entire thing. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just looking to see what's rotted and I'm cutting above it. I have the best luck with rot and moss. I don't think I can handle this too much longer with my Monsteras. I'm tempted to just prop them and get rid of the nasty root system that's all rotted. I'm really worried about my Monstera aria now and my other 2 albos. Okay, this is really sad. So I'm gonna go soak this root system and then I'm gonna go get a cup of moss ready and I'm just gonna stick this entire thing in moss and hope that this plant recovers. All the white that's browning is just gonna continue to brown. And then like when I go to pot this plant back up, all the white is probably browning, so it's probably gonna bother me. So I'm probably gonna end up propagating this entire plant anyway. I don't know, I'm not gonna propagate the entire thing yet. I thought about just taking a top cut because I have some aerial roots. I'm going to stick these aerial roots down in here too to help this plant grow some new healthy roots. Have our vessel of water here and I dumped some hydrogen peroxide in here. I dumped a pretty good amount. And yeah, we're just gonna dunk the root system down in here. I'm gonna let this soak for roughly like 30 minutes. Look at it already going to work. See all that bubbling in there? And I'm gonna trim away some of the brown bits on here. It's gonna continue browning all the white. But it'll make me feel better temporarily, not seeing all this browning. This is the very first leaf that came out right here. Oh. All right, that makes me feel a little bit better not seeing all the browning, at least for a day. It'll start browning again probably tomorrow. While the albo is soaking, I went ahead and emptied all of the cache pots. So the heavy ceramics, I lifted all of them up and I got about this much water. That's a lot of water that was sitting in all the cache pots. So it's always very important to empty those out, because if not, that would have been soaking in the soil for a very long time. And then when I water it again, it would just collect more and more. Oh man. Came broken. I hope these all didn't come broken. This one is good. So this is the pot. It's a little over 6 inches and it doesn't have a drain hole. It's like a perfect moss pole ceramic. It fits the 6-inch repot me perfectly. I grabbed the other 2 boxes. This one sounds good, but this one is broken. You can just hear it's broken. So 2 of mine are broke. I'll have to take those back. Yeah, the other brand of pots that I used to use, they're like 6.7 inches. They don't fit very well, the nursery pots, because they're a little too big. Let's see if this one will fit. It might be the same pot situation. Yeah, it's a little, it doesn't fit these pots very well. All right. We'll have to switch that pot out to a repot me pot as well at some point. I'm gonna leave that sit there. Monstera albo still bubbling. It's probably been like 20-ish minutes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it. I think it's been long enough. Partially because I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed. It's been a long afternoon. Oh. I'm just so sad this albo has rot like this. All right, so we're gonna pot it into a clear pot like this and moss. I'm gonna stick a little bit down in here, and we're gonna let these roots grow in moss until we're ready to pot up. I'm gonna stick some of these aerial roots down in here. To let these root for the plant as well. Okay. And hopefully we'll get our plant back. I need more moss. That is good. You can kind of see the roots. I could keep an eye on everything. And I put the 3 aerial roots down in here too to help support this plant. All I'm going to do is get some saran wrap to lightly cover this so that this moss doesn't dry out in like 2 days in my space, and it'll help hold humidity in, which is really important. I just prefer using moss when I'm dealing with root rot. It just works the best for me. Hi. Hi. Question is, I have some, I just don't know what I did with it. Hi, Noon. Okay, I had some tape earlier, but I don't know what I did with it, so we're just gonna use this. This is some hefty duty tape. Noon. So that's pretty much what I did. It's covered on top with saran wrap. It's gonna lock in moisture, humidity. It's gonna help encourage those roots to grow. So we're gonna stick her back in her spot over here like nothing happened. And hopefully I can get my beautiful Monstera back. And these guys, like you can see some green in here. So it makes me think that these ones are okay, especially because these ones aren't browning. I haven't noticed them browning yet. So it makes me think that there's enough healthy roots that the rot will just be gone. But this one was clearly browning. That one was completely rotted. And so now my only concern is the Aria. Hi, Turkey. Hi. Oh yeah, you want the belly rubs? Yeah. Well, thank you for watching. Yeah, so it was a busy day, but we got a lot done, huh? Yeah. It's a busy day, but we got a lot done. Yeah. See, I had the zoomies. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Oh, I know. She's so cute. Say thank you guys for watching. Yeah. So I'm gonna get this mess cleaned up, and yeah, I'll just finish whatever I didn't get to tomorrow and say that's it for the video. I'll keep you updated on the albo and the alocasia in pond, the pink princess that I showed you earlier. Yeah, I'll probably do my next full plant update probably sometime in August, because I did one at the beginning of July, I think, or the end of June. So I'll probably be August for my next like full plant update. Yeah, good night. All right, thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you later. You're so sweet. Yeah. Is that thunder? Is another storm coming?